turn this on. All right. And I do want to remind when you're speaking at the podium and the commissioners, speak into the mic loud and clear. Clerk's having some trouble reviewing. All right. It is the 13th day of October, 2025. It is 9 a.m. We are in the county court at law courtroom in the Aransas County Courthouse located at 2718 Highway 35 North, Rockport, Texas, 78382. And I call this regular meeting to order. Please stand and join me in the invocation.
Please join me as I pray. Father, again, we thank you for the blessings of this day, and as always, just the great privilege to live in this country and state and county. And Lord, the word that you put on my heart today is peace. And as I look around at world situations, and probably more than anything, we just need peace. We need peace in the world. We need peace in our country. We need peace in our state. We need peace in our county. But first of all, we have to have peace in our hearts. And the scripture you put on my heart was the one in Matthew chapter 8, verse 22, that when Jesus was in the front of the boat and a storm came up and the boat was about to sink, and they cried out, Lord, we're going to perish. And Jesus said, called them of little faith because he could calm the storm, and he did calm the storm. And Lord, that's the peace that we have to have within us. In those situations, we need to calm that storm. And we know all of us here today have storms in our life. So we need you to calm those storms so that we can have peace and let that peace spread throughout the world. For it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join with the pledges.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Cheney is absent. Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo? Here. Commissioner Dupnick?
Here.
Judge Garza?
Here, we've got 4 members of the court. Commissioner Cheney.
Might be on his way.
Yep, Commissioner Cheney's just running a few minutes behind. He'll be in a little bit. At this time, we'll hear from citizens be heard. Do we have anybody signed up? Madam Clerk, anybody online? All right. Item number 1. We've got a presentation by Texas A&M AgriLife Extension agents and 4-H youth of proclamation P-14-2025, a proclamation designated October 5th through the 11th as National 4-H Week in Texas. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Megan Glidden. I'm here with 3 of our 4-H youth, and they'll introduce themselves at the end of the proclamation and tell them a little bit about what they do. And so it's National 4-H Week proclamation, whereas the Aransas County Commissioners Court is proud to honor the Texas 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service for 116 years of providing experience-based education to youth throughout the Lone Star State. And whereas this admirable program, which seeks to provide a learning experience for all youth through their head, heart, hands, and health, helps young Texans to acquire knowledge, develop skills, and form attitudes to enable them to become self-directed, productive, and contributing members of our society. And whereas the program's more than 550,000 urban, suburban, and rural youth participants, ranging in age from 8 to 18, come from diverse ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds and truly represent a cross-section of the state. And whereas the program undoubtedly could not have achieved the success that it has had today were it not for the service of its more than 30,000 volunteers who have given generously of their time, talents, energies, and resources to the youth of Texas. And whereas throughout its proud history, the 4-H program has developed positive role models for countless Texans through its innovative and inspiring programs and continues to build character and instill the values that have made our state strong. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Aransas County Commissioners Court hereby designates October 5th through 11th, 2025 as National 4-H Week in Texas, and commend the 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service and the many men and women who have made the program a success. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. And I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Megan Glidden. I am the County Extension Agent for Family and Community Health here in Aransas County. I share 4-H responsibilities with my coworker, Ginger Easton Smith, who couldn't be here today. And these are 3 of our youth participants. 1 is a veteran, and 2 are new this year. So this is a new activity for them to be speaking up to y'all.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Lowe, and I like to do photography. Oh, I like to do photography because it just is a way for me to share my passion and how I can show others the world that I visit, and I just love getting that out there.
I'm Delilah Adkisson, and I like to do chess because I think it's fun.
Why do you like to do chess?
Because I think it's fun. And
Wow, okay. It's hard.
Chess is a new project for us this year. We have a family doing that.
Perfect.
My name's Lillian, and I do food nutrition, and I like it because it helps me learn how to bake more stuff.
Nice. Thank you, Miss Lillian.
Thank you.
Yep. Come on. Madam Clerk, Commissioner Cheney's here. Ooh, sorry. Get that out of the way. Thank you, ladies. Bye.
Bye.
Ms. Glidden. All right.
I'll just mention, I've seen the work of Miss Lowe. She's photographed at some of the institutions, events in town, and her work is sterling.
All right. Agenda item number 2. Accept Proclamation P-15-2025 recognizing October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month.
Okay, you already started the first part. Whereas October is National Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, and it is a time for us to come together to reaffirm our commitment to ending domestic violence and to work together to continue to refuse to tolerate abuse, to support survivors, and hold perpetrators accountable. And whereas 1/3 of women and 1/4 of men in Texas will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. And whereas approximately half of female victims of homicide in the United States are killed by a current or former intimate partner. And whereas domestic violence affects millions of people in the United States, causes significant harm to the physical and mental health of survivors and their families, undermines their economic stability and overall well-being, and is a stain on the conscience of our country. And whereas we all have a civic duty and moral responsibility as individuals, neighbors, community members, and citizens of Aransas County, Texas, to work together to prevent domestic violence, to help those who are impacted by domestic violence, and to hold perpetrators accountable. And whereas we must strive to live in a society where domestic violence is not tolerated, where survivors are supported, and where all people have an opportunity to thrive without fear of violence or abuse. And whereas during the month of October, we honor the tremendous dedication of victim advocates and service providers, honor the courage and resilience of survivors, and recommit ourselves to standing with them for safety, dignity, and justice. Now therefore let it be known on this day, the 13th day of October 2025, that the Aransas County Commissioners Court duly convened and acting in its capacity as governing body of Aransas County, hereby proclaims the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have members of The Well, and it is a local women's shelter. I'll let you explain.
We're not there yet, but
Oh,
that
okay.
is our goal.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we are. I am Stephanie Simmons. I'm board president of The Well. We are still a fairly new nonprofit. Our long-term vision is to open a women's shelter here for women affected by domestic violence. Currently, we are serving more in a capacity of referrals, and kind of a lifeline to the resources that are already wonderful and existing out there. We have a couple of other board members and volunteers. We'd love to take a picture with you all. We
Absolutely.
are so
Come on
thankful
over.
for your
Do
support.
you want to introduce them?
Absolutely. Bella, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Zella Hunt. I live out in Lamar. I'm not on the board for the well, but I'm a survivor of domestic violence myself. So my heart goes out to this organization.
Thank you.
My name's Renee Bohott. I'm actually retired as a victim services coordinator from Hayes County. Moved down here about 2 years ago. So I'm now an advisor with the well, and I am also a survivor of domestic violence.
Good morning, Donna Townsend. I also am a survivor, but I'm also a volunteer, and I was very proud to help them get started, and I hope we can continue to do so. Thank you.
As you can see, there's quite a bit of us. My name is Linda Coronado, and I'm a board member for the well. And I just want to say thank you for bringing awareness to the community and supporting survivors of domestic violence. I, too, am a survivor.
My name is Sarah Borger. Although I am not a member of the well, I absolutely 100% the efforts that this group is making for Aransas County and our community, and I just want to be here today to support them.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Just scoot in, scoot in. Thank you for your work.
Ladies, thank you. Oh. One more time, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, ladies. All right. Item number 3, we've got a presentation from Gary Guillory, co-chair, about the Restore Little Bay initiative. This is a Tier 1 project approved a few years ago by the General Land Office in the Clean Coast Texas program, including governmental entities, individuals, and stakeholders. This group addresses best practices to resolve environmental challenges and restore and preserve the bay's historical and ecological significance. Mr. Guillory, good morning.
How much time?
15
5
minutes.
10
Ten-
minutes?
10 minutes.
I can do it pretty good. The
Yeah.
presentation.
Colin, can you pull that up, please?
I feel kind of bad standing like this. You guys are looking at my backside. Is there any way? Well, if y'all can focus on the screen, that would be good. All right. So as he's pulling up the presentation, I'll give you a brief history. As you know, Little Bay is a mainstay of our commercial and tourists for the people that come in. However, because of the hurricane and other natural events, Little Bay is having trouble ecologically. It's kind of a complicated subject because there are many inputs into what's going on in Little Bay that's causing these problems. For instance, stormwater, runoff from rain, which then runs through your lawns, picks up the pesticides that you put in your lawns and my lawn too. Pesticides that we put in our lawns, the fertilizers we put in our lawns, whatever cats, dogs, animals, feces that goes into the water. And then on top of that, we have Tule Creek. And Tule Creek is dumping pretty much all of the storm water because the different pipes. We had 13 pipes from the city that picked up water from culverts in the city that dumped fresh water into Little Bay. I think that, I'm not sure, Daryl's here, our city engineer. I think that they've put some pipes together, and I think there may be 3 active outlets for the stormwater. And so that's fresh water. It's going into Little Bay. Little Bay is a very small bay. I'm sure, well, some of you may be familiar with what's going on in Corpus Christi with Baffin Bay. They're really up in arms about the fact that the city's dumping fresh water and dumping effluent from their wastewater plants, and they're actually dumping about 1 million gallons a day of wastewater effluent into Baffin Bay. In Little Bay, we get as high as 2.5 million gallons per day of effluent from the stormwater from a wastewater plant. So these are all issues that we're trying to work on. We are working on right now. We have an incredible group of people that have joined in with us. Everyone has unique talents which are highly specific for this. We have grant writers. We have Charlie Belair, who's a marine engineer, people from the city navigation district, from the county commissioners. Everyone is interested in changing what's going on at Little Bay. So this is just a brief slide presentation to tell you where we are. We are being very successful. We are successful in what we're doing. Vernon Stebbings and I are the chairman for Restore Little Bay. We are both technical advisors for the GLO for the city of Rockport on this subject. This is our first page of our presentation. You can see a picture of Little Bay. There's a man fishing, wade fishing. In the background, you can see Key Allegro. No matter how you feel about the islands of Key Allegro, they're here to stay. So we just need to work around it. So can we go to the next slide, please? This is Aransas County and what it includes. So you can see we go all the way up to St. Charles Bay, I think parts of San Antonio Bay, Copano Bay, Aransas Bay, all up and down the coast, down to Aransas Pass, where San Patricio comes in. So you can see our water system, and you see our land system. Our land is much smaller than our water system, but however, what we're doing on land is affecting all of the water in Copano Bay and Aransas Bay. Our goal eventually is education. We're going to educate, try to change habits in the city, and it's not difficult. We're not like a green, let's save the whales, global warming and all that stuff. No, there are simple things that we can do as people that live in our homes as residents, like catching rainwater. Just catching rainwater would help out a lot. It stops a lot of the stormwater waste that runs off. It picks up your fertilizers and your insecticides. We can also change our fertilizers, go organic. So it's things like this, the education, and we want to carry this on to the other cities around these bays, up Lamar, Tivoli, and then down south also to parts of Aransas Pass. Next slide. This is a great slide. Seagrass. Charlie Belair is, I guess, a pioneer in this area for keeping up with the seagrass. Seagrass is a barometer of the health of the water system. If the seagrass can't survive, well then that tells you quite a bit. Seagrass is important because you know intrinsically that's where the fish breed, where the crabs breed, other sea life breed. But the seagrass shows the health of the system. On the right, you see our crab. You can barely make it out. It's probably pretty small. You see the metal crab. Vernon and I, in the very beginning, before we really took off and got big, we started working with the GLO, and we were talking about water flow. There is an engineering report from 2021 where we actually paid engineers to study the water flow in Little Bay. The Little Bay water turns over right now, currently, it turns over in Little Bay, not the Key Allegro canals, but in Little Bay every 42 days. So that means if you plop a cork in the middle of Little Bay, it'll take 42 days for that cork to make its way out to Aransas Bay. If we follow the engineering suggestions, we can speed that up to 19 days, which is critical. And the good news is that we are a Tier 1 project. We've been recognized by GLO for many years now. The problem is that the navigation district, there were other issues going on. The navigation district really has their hand in this because it's their system to control. However, they were busy. You know, after Harvey, they had a lot of issues they had to take care of. The Tier 1 project was going to be dropped in December of this year. Fortunately, Vernon and I found out, and we got in touch with GLO, brought it back to life. Tommy, the commissioner, doing great. Keith Barrett, who's here, he's been a long time proponent for fixing this. And one of Keith's ideas that Vernon and I talked to Keith about was, and this is going to happen. I'm going to move over here. We can't hear you. I see. I'm going to point to this picture. Here's the crab. I'll go back over. Here's the crab. We're going to cut a canal right there. The canal's going to go across from the crab all the way into not the beach, but the other side of that wall, that retaining wall. So the GLO is going to, we're right now in the grant process to get the money to cut a canal from that little body of water. It's next to the marina. It's got piers around it. Past that crab into Little Bay. That'll add a third point of water to increase the circulation. We're also going to dredge the Levitt channel and the Blevins channel, which Blevins is by the yacht club and Levitt's down by the big pier by the beach. And that's happening now. So that's how far we're progressing. They're in the engineering study. The last part is the rookeries, that little picture you might see a blue heron. GLO, you know, water grass and rookeries are important. A lot of people, I was shocked at how many people come to Rockport as tourists just to look at the birds. I was shocked. That's an important part of our tourism. So those two rookeries that are in the center of Little Bay, in the ski basin, the GLO is providing money to shore that up so that it doesn't erode away, because half of those rookeries have eroded away. So that's that project. Can we go to the next slide, please? Partnerships and solutions. We're finding now that we're getting, we're being contacted by organizations up and down the Gulf Coast that want to join in with us, and we want them to join in with us also. And here I've got a little list. These have already joined. The Coastal Bend Bays and Estuary Program, of course, the General Land Office, Clean Coast Texas, Hart Research Institute, Keep Aransas County Beautiful, and UTMSI, Mission Aransas, NERR, which is in Port Aransas, and Texas A&M Corpus Christi. The lady that's with AgriLife, also I'm going to talk to her, they're joining in with us too. So we already have a lot of big support to do what we're doing. Our goal ultimately is to get Little Bay flowing properly, the seagrass regrowing, so that fish will come back, crabs will come back, and it'll turn back into a healthy water system. By the way, a side note, oysters, the oyster reefs that are in there are doing extremely well. They are propagating all by their lonesome. And the oyster, I forgot, maybe Vernon knows, one oyster can filter 50 gallons a day. They're doing all they can to keep up with it, but we need to get the effluent from the water treatment plant out, and that's our long-term goal, is to help the city replace our wastewater plant. or the GLO actually has their eyes on us building a regional plant, working with Aransas Pass. And this regional plant would supply Taft Odom, several other places, including Aransas Pass and us. And using reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis will take out the it'll take out the forever chemicals and pharmaceuticals, everything, microplastics from our drinking water. Thank you. Yes, sir. Where the outflow from?
Yeah, can you tell me where the outflow that y'all are proposing or that you're going to do, where does it start and what part of the bay does it enter into? I didn't understand that a while ago.
Tule Creek.
Do what now?
Tule Creek.
You're
Right.
talking about where you were going to go
Where you're
from by
making
the
the
crab
cut,
to.
Gary.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's similar to what Mott McDonald had recommended to the court, and I think that was back in 2021, when they, and I was just first on the court.
Right.
And they showed diagrams and how that third cut would allow the exchange of water.
Right, I understand
So that's
that.
about where it's going to
What
be.
are you proposing to go from there to the harbor or to the bay?
Keith?
There have been two different
Right.
proposals over the years.
That's what I was wondering.
This is where we learned. This man is a wealth of information.
On that cut, Keith Barrett, citizen of Aransas County, that cut would come in where the breakwater is, right behind the NAV building. The cut would go underneath that breakwater and cut across the road into Little Bay. The reason for that location, if you put the cut up into the beach where the sand is, the sand in turn would get sucked into and basically fill up Little Bay. Also would cause a hazard for the swimmers. If the current's really flowing, you could suck a swimmer up into that area. So cutting underneath there across the road, also it will take advantage of the predominantly southeast wind that comes in across Aransas Bay and drives water back into Little Bay. Also, we generally have higher tide there than any place else because of the predominant southeast wind kind of basically makes a head tide there. So that will also act as a natural pump to pump water into Little Bay. So that whole situation, though expensive, because you have to cut across the road, there's a lot of utilities and stuff underneath the ground, water, sewer, electric, and so forth. You'll either have to do a bridge or you're going to have to go through your culverts or open ditch with those pipes, because a lot of those pipes supply all the way to Key Allegro. But it would help that end of Little Bay have much better flow. Also on the outgoing tide, such as a storm tide where we had overtopping of Little Bay, of the beach and other areas causing massive amounts of erosion, that would help transport that water out on those type of tides.
Thank you, Chief.
The idea is actually has been proposed multiple times over the last 30 or 40 years. You know, if you were able to put together the studies that have been done on Little Bay, it's pretty much been studied to death.
The
and
initial
a lot
feasibility,
of the recommendations are the same as were made.
The initial feasibility study was done by what is now Hanson. It was Naismith Engineering was the first feasibility study, and then Mott McDonald did a later study, and now the GLO. But it's really coming down to all of those heads are kind of seeing the solution in the same down the same path.
Now, are you talking about an open cut or
well, I think that's according to how much money you have to do it.
Because you have to put a bridge in.
But you also have to be able to clean it out. So even if it is culvert, you'd have to have some places where you could open up and clean out what would get trapped in there.
I'm just wondering
either way, I think it would help the overall health and flow of Little Bay. The residence times being 42 days, you know, when we get all that fresh water inflows after a major rain event or a storm, you know, you can make coffee out of Little Bay. It's so fresh, and that's hard on all the marine activity that goes in there. So to get a natural flow would basically give us some more time before, you know, the effluent treatment plant changes and things could come into effect. So it would help.
what this group is doing is picking up the reins essentially, and if I misspeak, then Gary or Vern, you can correct me, but picking up the reins of a project that was approved in 2021 by the GLO, and then was just placed on the shelf and left to
Find funding?
So now, there was some funding, but now the GLO and Randall Freeze has been very active with this group also. Now this group has decided to take up that plan and get it moving, and the city and, like they mentioned, our road and bridge and several other entities are working together, which I think was maybe part of the problem back in 2021. There wasn't cohesion to get this project enacted. It's not finalized, it's just moving it forward now, and the GLO's approved it.
Yeah, I think
that cut was actually on one of our Harvey deals, but however they graded it, that part didn't meet the.
Well, now they like it, so.
So now it's happening. Now's the time. A lot of people have done a lot of things before we came along, such as Keith. You know, a lot of people in the engineering studies and all. One last thing, we're forming our 501c3 to raise funds to be used for matching for the grant money that we obtained. So sorry. And I just realized we're working with the city, the county, and NAV district. We're going to actually write the grants, hand the grants to the city, NAV district, and the county, and then y'all get the money. Directly, the money goes to those people. But we're going to raise funds on our own on the side to pay for the matching because we know money's tight. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. Gentlemen, thank y'all, and timing is everything. Looks like something's about to happen. All right, item number 4.
Move to approve the recommendation of Aransas Pathway Steering Committee's Selection Committee of placing a sculpture by Kirk Cease at Linda S. Castro Nature Site. This sculpture is funded by a donation from Matt Kapora in memory of his mother, Deborah Kapora.
Second. Got a motion second. Morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Morning.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you for your time. Just wanted to update, we had already received a donation from Matt. It was $10,000 for improvements around the Castro site, which did see a lot of activities over the Hummingbird Festival. And so we want to continue to improve that. So the Pathways group selected to use $7,500 of the $10,000 to select an artwork to go to reinforce the birding community and the site itself. And so we put out a 3-month public art call and received over 25 different submissions with really, we focused on, we gave them the size, the budget, and to reflect the coastal environment. And so if we go to the next one, we had, like I said, 25 different submissions come in. We had a group get together to evaluate these, including Dr. Rylander, Pam Shanahan, Marianne, Jennifer Day, Karen Ernst, and myself. And we really focused on, would this reflect the coastal environment of birding? Would it survive in a coastal environment? That was a big piece of what we were looking for. And then, would it survive unsupervised? Since we do not have, supervision, it's not a closed site. Things happen, and even, somebody pulling on pieces could damage. So we looked for something that was sturdy, and we actually ended up selecting one of the submissions. If you go to the next slide, this is just very quickly some of the 25 different ones we had. Great selection of different art, very beautiful pieces, but some of them were probably too delicate or not. We even had one that was designed in fabric that was not going to last out there. And so if we can go on to the next one. We did select a artist. Kurt Cece has done 37 different, or has art in 37 different states across the country. Very recognized artist, and came up with a very whimsical view of a pair of binoculars that would be mounted in the pavilion area overlooking the pond. And inside, when you look inside the binoculars, you would actually see pictures of coastal birds that are in this area. So he'll work with us, we'll do the insets, and then we'll build a base to go on there. And so we ran this by Matt just to see if this reflected his ideas and what he thought his mother would appreciate. And he was all in favor of the artwork. So we would like y'all's permission to go ahead and work with this artist to move forward.
From a visual perspective, how big will this piece be?
It's about a 36-inch binocular.
Okay.
With and we will actually, part of the money we reserved is to create a base. And now that we know the artwork, we'll work out with the artist exactly how the base is affixed, coordinate through Renee's team to make sure we get an appropriate base. Probably something that could step up for, youth to look through the binoculars. So we'll work on that piece, but that's why we left money in reserve.
Good plan.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good.
Thank you, folks.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. All right, do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
And I have one correction, but it's very small. On the minutes from the 22nd regular Commissioners Court meeting at 9 o'clock, it would be item number 7. Under presentations and proclamations, just correct Mark Ocker to Matt Ocker. But other than that, it's good.
That will be corrected before it's published. Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Consent agenda is accepted. Item number 9.
Is to recognize the Governmental Collector Association of Texas awarded Melissa Brown, the Aransas County Collection Specialist, as the 2025 Collector of the Year.
Awesome.
Need a second on that? I'll second it.
Oh,
I don't think it's an action item. We're just,
no action item.
Oh, sorry. This is Melissa Brown. She's our collection specialist for criminal fine collections. One of our vendors, our iPlow system, which is what we use for our collections program, the vendors actually voted her
Pretty
for this award because of her diligence and her willingness to help them improve the system. It's something that I started years ago. They always try to find a smaller county that's willing to try something out because it just makes more sense to do that. And she continues to do that. And so iPlow nominated her, and then the board voted for her to get that award as Collector of the Year for the whole state of Texas.
All right.
And it's a big state.
It's a big
It is a big
Congratulations, Melissa.
Should come up here and take a picture.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
Pretty cool. We're going to take a picture.
I remember when you brought iPlow to us. Yes. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Melissa. Keep on doing good work. Item number 10.
I move to approve entering into an interlocal agreement for emergency and disaster response between the Aransas County Sheriff's Department and the Rockport-Fulton Independent School District, and to authorize county judge to sign all necessary documents.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Good morning, Sheriff.
Morning, sir. Court. This is an annual agreement that they renewed and brought back to the court. It's formality to establish some guidelines between what the sheriff's office will do to support the school district in the event of any emergency at any of the campuses, more specifically out at Live Oak where it's out in the county.
So this is a renewal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you. And then, does our county's EMC have any involvement in this?
I don't know that it's went through the judge's office with attorney looked at it. It's more a response from the sheriff's office and the PD to what happens in the campuses for law enforcement and how we're going to support them in the event of major crimes that their department isn't equipped our staff to handle. They do a lot of misdemeanors, Class Bs, Class Cs, anything Class A and above. It generally falls to the jurisdiction that overlays that with the city or the county.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye. Motion passes. All right. That was item 10, and I'm going to strike item number 11. I should have did that at the beginning, but we're going to move on to item 12.
I move to approve authorizing the county judge to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Federal Aviation Administration for the Airport Surface Observation System equipment.
Got a motion and a second. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This is a 20-year agreement. This is a renewal, essentially, of the previous one that was in place. The equipment's already on the field. It's on Airport Road, about midfield, so about about 300-400 yards past the entrance for transfer station. If you look out onto the airport, you'll see it out there. That's where the weather equipment is for the rain gauge and the wind. So if it doesn't rain in that spot, we don't get rain in Aransas County is basically how the National Weather Service sees it. But the important thing is that the airport gets to, we're the recipients of the weather information that comes off of that station, but the National Weather Service could have that anywhere. But because they have it on the field, it precludes us from having to purchase our own weather equipment. So it's a big benefit to the airport to have this out there. It's pretty uncommon for small GA airports to have an ASOS. If it was a deal where we had to provide our own, it would even be different equipment. It wouldn't have as much information. So it's a really good deal for us.
Good show.
Yep. Perfect.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye. Motion passes. Item number 13.
I move to approve a request to solicit requests for qualifications for engineering firms for future capital projects.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Good morning,
Jerry.
Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. So this was the first year that the county attempted to put together a pre-approved, pre-qualified list of engineers to help save time as opportunities arose. Back in April, Commissioners Court approved that list of pre-qualified engineers. Shortly thereafter, I got several inquiries from other engineering firms that have offices in the Corpus area. This current pool was, it's listed through the end of the year as being a valid pool with the ability to be renewed for up to 4 years later, each year. We felt internally, we kind of discussed these inquiries and felt like that we ought to open it back up again for the 26 calendar year. And we have it set up to be a 1-year pool with the ability to update it for 1 year afterwards if the commissioners approve so.
And just to be clear, a lot of these companies that did reach out to you have references or reputations for doing the type of work we are asking for with government entities, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. For general engineering services, yes, sir.
And what was their reason for not applying when we did this the first time? I'm
They
very curious.
probably weren't looking, and I mean we probably could have done a better job of marketing it to the different firms, and that's going to be our goal this go around. I know HDR had reached out to us, JSA reached out to us, but we're going to definitely let everyone know from Victoria down to Corpus, obviously, for local presence, all those types of engineers, and just also remind the ones that are currently on the list as well, so that everyone can be reviewed and scored and put that list together.
So even the current ones will need to reapply?
Yes, yes.
And Daryl, to let people know, doesn't this speed up the process?
Absolutely.
When we need an engineer for doing this, it doesn't take us as long to procure.
Yes, by taking the time now, this is about a 6 to 8 week process. By taking the time now, we'll be set up to succeed on January 1st because this pool will be valid starting January 1st.
But the reason to do the pool, I appreciate that comment, is to have a selection so that you don't continually
exactly.
go through
Yes,
and
ma'am.
have to review.
'Cause that's,
Because I've served on several of these rating committees, which I've asked to serve on, few I was asked to serve, and it takes me about an hour or more to look at each firm's RFQ or response.
yes, ma'am.
And I'm just concerned that when we did that initially, and I don't know, I couldn't tell you right now what firms are in the pool or what firms weren't in the pool that maybe wouldn't be in the pool. But since that is a large investment of time, and for the companies that are responding, a large investment of their time and their financial resources, because those packets are pretty nicely put together,
Yes, ma'am.
that we try to figure out how to do a better job soliciting in the first place. So then once we create the pool, the advantage is we thought we were going to renew that for up to, like you say, 4 one-year periods. So that going forward, it won't be like, oh, there were some other people who wanted to be included, but they weren't, so maybe we'll reestablish a pool again, because that seems overly redundant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like I said.
Do you think 1 year is long enough?
Um,
Is that an enticement or neglect?
I think I like the approach we have right now with the 1 year with the ability to renew it for the next year, because firms are going to come in and out. There might be some smaller specialized firms that wouldn't want to wait 4 years, 5 years to have the ability to get on that list.
Yeah, and I think that's a better deal, and the big savings is when we get a grant, the time we advertise it, we do this, we cut a lot of that time out.
Yes, sir. Taking that six weeks
And
now
it just
versus
makes it a lot quicker if we can pick from the.
when we get into the new year, that's going to
Oh,
save
the
us
pool's
6
a
to 8
great
weeks.
idea.
Yep.
I think just finding the most effective way or a more effective way to recruit in the first place.
Yes, ma'am.
So that once the pool is established, they will know and we will know that going forward, they'll probably be renewed for at least a couple of the 1-year extensions.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions? All right.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casserly?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 14.
Move to approve Resolution R 38, 2025, designation of the county judge as the authorized official and contact person to apply for, accept, decline, modify, or cancel the Indigent Defense Grant Program. The
Second.
county auditor is designated as the financial officer for this grant.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? Jackie?
This is just not a renewal, it's something that we do annually to join in and be a part of the Indigent Defense Grant. We generally get about $30,000, $30,000 to $32,000 reimbursed for us for the attorney's fees that we pay.
Do you know what an approximate of our actual cost is versus what we get reimbursed?
Probably between $350,000 and $400,000.
So
That's what we budget.
either
and
10% or a little less than 10% reimbursed. by the
I'm
state.
not sure what all their criteria is in their formula that they use, but yeah, that's what it's a help. I mean, it helps cover a little bit of the
It's
cost.
3 drops in the bucket.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casserly?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 15.
Move to approve ratifying the county judge's signature on the execution of documents for amendments number 1 to the GLO contract number 24-065-128-E986.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
This is the MIT-MOD grant, and we received an amendment for the budget that had a very, very short timeline on getting the signature done, didn't have time to get a meeting or get it on an agenda. So we are asking that the Commissioner's Court ratify the judge's signature on this contract amendment.
And the amendment included all of these attachments that were listed on there?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that something that GLO just decided to add?
Well, it was
a change in the budget. It was $10,000 that needed to be moved from one line item to the other, and so they have the whole contract and they have everything on there.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 16.
I move to approve the acceptance and authorize the county judge to execute all necessary documents related to the $500,000 notice of award for the Coastal Erosion Planning and Response Act.
No,
I'm sorry.
16.
16. Oh, I'm sorry, I dropped down. I move to approve accepting statement of qualifications and awarding electrical engineering services for Garver for the American Rescue Plan Act Generator Environmental Health Project
I
2025.
second that.
We've got a motion and a second. And do we have Project Manager Taylor here? There you are.
Good morning. My name is Taylor Hecht. I'm engineer with Garver here in the Coastal Bend, Corpus Christi. So yeah, we responded to the on-call back March 11th, I believe was the submittal date, and just FYI, and intend to respond again for this project. Yeah, we're looking to help you guys, run power to an additional building and whatever associated tasks come with that.
So is this a new generator?
No.
Not
It's a
to my
generator we
No.
already have in place?
Yes, ma'am. It's the one that we installed over by it was for the animal control and AgriLife. It's the generator that fed them, and we're going to be including the environmental health building on it since it's set right in between those
Okay.
two buildings.
And I'm sorry, Miss L couldn't be here today. She's ill.
So, but this generator is already in place because I saw the walkthrough was done June 11th of 2024. 1-year warranty expired June 12th of 2025.
That is exactly why we waited, because we needed the warranty to expire to be able to connect
Make
the other
any
building
changes.
to it.
Okay. So basically the generator is working fine. This is just going to be adding another building on that generator
That's
will
correct.
be used for any backup purposes.
And the generator has more than enough excess capacity to take care of the environmental health buildings.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 17.
Try it again. I move to approve the acceptance and authorize county judge to execute all necessary documents related to the $500,000 notice of award for the Coastal Erosion Planning Response Act, 1825 Lamar Beach Road feasibility study and alternatives analysis project for Aransas County, Texas. This project includes the Lamar Beach Road drainage, a FEMA disaster recovery approved project number DR-4332-0015 via subaward agreement with Tatum as a hazard mitigation project.
I second that.
We got a motion and a second. L's notes on this one say, yay, we won the award.
Yeah.
Clap. Okay. It'll be
So-
a few more weeks before the GLO SERPA contract is sent out to the county for review and signature.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner
I'm
Castelline?
sorry, did
Oh, sorry.
Commissioner have a question?
So we will get to see that contract
Before
we approve it.
absolutely.
And you said that would be in a couple of weeks?
In a few weeks, yes.
Few weeks, okay. And I'm sure, but I just want to confirm that Tish in the auditor's office and you all have been involved in this grant application?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We have been.
Good, thank you. Mhm.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 18.
I move to approve the acceptance of the bid tabulation and award the contract to Stantec Consulting Services Incorporated for the Government Land Office Erosion Planning and Response Act, which is SEPRA, 1825 Lamar Beach Road feasibility study and alternatives analysis project for Aransas County, Texas. This project includes Lamar Beach Road drainage, FEMA disaster recovery project number DR-4332-0015 via subaward agreement with Tatum as a hazard mitigation project grant.
I'll second that.
We got a motion and a second. L's notes on this is Stantec scored the highest.
I have a question maybe for Jackie. On the July 10th letter from FEMA, it states about the milestones, and it says the period of performance for this grant is May 22nd, 2026, which is 48 months from the close of the application period. Is that date going to be accommodated, or are we going to ask for an extension?
We will need to ask for an extension on that, yes, ma'am.
So we'll be doing that right after we approve this?
I believe that they are already working on an extension. GrantWorks normally does those, the paperwork for those. This is the TDM grant, so GrantWorks will be working on an extension, and it will be brought back to court for the extension, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I don't know that it's on the agenda for this one, but they are working on requesting it.
I believe I signed a request.
Okay, thank you.
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline? Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 19.
Okay. I move to approve authorizing the county judge to sign all necessary documents between Aransas County and Anchor QEA for amendment number 1, adding $31,000 for additional services required in response to the request from the United States Army Corps of Engineers for the Shell Ridge Road Flood Protection Phase 2 project, USACE permit extension. Gulf of Mexico Energy Security Act Go Mesa funding is being utilized for the re-engineering design in the United States Army Corps of Engineers permit extension request. Aransas County's Federal Emergency Management Agency and Texas Department of Emergency Management Hazardous Mitigation Project Program Sub-Award Grant Agreement DR 4332-016 provides federal funding for grant management and construction of the project.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
We have Ian here. Does he want to
Yeah,
say
Ian's
something?
here. L's notes are we anticipated the Corps would request a new study due to the amount of time and the latest requirements for the USACE permitting. Ian is here to answer any questions. You have any questions for Ian?
Ian, why don't you explain what the Corps came back with in its request, please?
Good morning, Ian Fisher with Anchor QEA. Yeah, we expected this. This was kind of our strategy from the get-go to go in with just the extension and see what they would come back with instead of go ahead and giving them everything. The two main things are the seagrass, which we knew, but we are just going back and surveying the areas in the breakwaters to do kind of the minimum footprint, just where the construction is going to occur, not doing the whole shoreline like we did originally. And then the other main thing is since the original permit in 2020, most of the shoreline in Texas has been designated critical habitat for the green sea turtle. So we're going to have to go back and do it's called an IPAC, and that's going to have to go through Fish and Wildlife and NIMS again, which will be another 4 to 6 months probably. Shouldn't hold the project up too much. Everything should go through fine. They just have to check the boxes and make sure everything's squared away.
Perfect. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 20.
Move to approve the Aransas County Indigent Healthcare Report for September 2025.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Have anybody from the treasurer's office? Anybody online? Oh. Do you have any questions for the treasurer or comments?
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 21.
Move to approve the formation of an assistant director position for the Information Technology Department. No new monies.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second.
Good morning. If y'all have any questions.
I do.
Yes, sir.
Just got back from a conference in Galveston, and they're talking about AI and the changes that the legislature is anticipated making in the next session where AI is going to be required in most government agencies. That may not sound like a lot, but that is the beginning of something that's really going to change the way we do things. They gave the director for the state of Texas in charge of communications AI type stuff anticipates that this is going to be a major issue, and it's going to probably in the next 2 to 3 legislatures, it's going to cause the counties to have to do considerable amount of infrastructure and teaching how to use AI. And I asked the question, you know, how is that required from staff? And the guy said, I really don't know. He said, we just don't know yet because we don't know how far AI is going to go. But right now, ChatGPT and one other one is they're recommending that that all counties, all government agencies learn how to use ChatGPT. But in order to do that, they're going to almost have to double the line capacity of power. And there was a big conversation at the conference about extending the nuclear power plant down in, well, on the way to Galveston anyway.
Bay City?
Palacios, yeah.
Palacios, Bay City?
Yeah, and miles and hundreds of miles of new line extensions. I don't know, you know, I know about line extensions and stuff like that from a household, but not what it's going to cost to do this. But they said it's going to be a major issue in the next 3 to 30 years. So they're looking at a big project. They've already done, I think they said $500 million in planning and right-of-way extension and things like that, because these lines are going to be they're going to be immense. Anyway, I just thought y'all might be interested in that. Hold on to your pocketbook.
Thank you.
Well, one other thing. They did say that they thought that the smart counties would be looking at someone to be able to provide multilingual, multi-visual methods by which to get your agenda out, because one of the things that the legislature did, they said that the agendas have to be public. Of course, they have to be public anyway, but they're also going to have to be to meet the minimum requirements for the handicapped.
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about voice, we're talking about everything, and they're not giving you a lot of time to do that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Just so you know, Colin and I are already working on that piece.
I figured y'all were, but this is the first conference I've been to that this was brought up, and we spent an hour and a half on it.
Thank you. Commissioner, you have a question?
When this was on the agenda last time, my position was, and it has not changed, that this is an unnecessary action. That across the board in our departments, we have either chief deputies or senior mechanics, and a senior IT tech job title is sufficient. We do not need to set up an assistant director position.
In the IT world, this actually is a normal procedure. The senior IT technician is typically the frontline, topmost hands-on technician in the department that oversees the rest of your typical help desk, answer the phone people. The assistant director position is one that takes on the role of strategic planning and assisting running the department itself with minimal hands-on. In this case, since our department is so small, there is a blending of the role. But in the future, as Commissioner Cheney alluded to, with the unknown requirements of AI coming in, my department is expected to grow. And so this is kind of a stepping stone to getting the department organized in such a way that we have a separation of duties and a way to actually build into the job role separation of duties from management perspective down to the frontline technician perspective.
I don't think we're in that position right now.
Thank you.
Colin, is there any difference in the pay scale?
No change in pay scale. We kept their pay scales as they are, as well as the pay group.
I think there is a change in the pay scale. There's not a difference in the pay.
The
Is
pay
not
is
that
staying.
correct? It went to a different pay group.
And the pay group is actually one that we've been budgeting for, but the job descriptions never reflected the change in the groups. So this is actually matching what's in the budget, is the groups that was originally on the budget requests.
The presenter said that probably whoever's going to do your agendas and minutes and all this other stuff that's going to be responsible for it, it's going to come out of the judge's office. It can be, you know, the county clerk, the county judge responsible for the minutes and everything, but he said everything that you do that is public is going to have to be multilingual, and he said not just English and Spanish, but it has to be multilingual. It has to be where site restrictions are taken into account. Dyslexic. I mean, this is a major deal, and I know the judge and the county clerk are on top of this as well as John, IT is. But I think this is something we're going to have to be thinking about over the next 6 to 8 months, because this is not a long time before they expect you to start doing this. Right now, all the I don't think they've set have they set a date?
May 26th.
May 26th of next year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have to be ready for that. So I don't know whether they need it or not, but we need to get our head about this and get somebody down to talk to us about this, because we're talking about millions and millions of dollars across, well, billions of dollars across the state. I don't know how we're going to fund a lot of this stuff.
Well, I know when we were trying to improve the website, change the website a few years ago, and use some of the ARPA funding, we were not able to do that without possibly going to a custom.
I think we're getting off the agenda item.
Judge, I guess, question for Collins. Now, this position, if you become incapacitated, he's going to have all your duties and responsibility and should have the knowledge relayed to him in advance. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right, any other questions for Colin?
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Nay.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye. Motion passes 4-1. Item number 22.
Move to approve the Aransas County Navigation District proposal for 25-2026, no new revenue tax rate of .030599 per $100.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I don't know, Josh.
Need to get Josh up there and put him on the hot seat. He's
Yeah.
Introduce
he's a
yourself,
newbie.
please.
At least about 30 minutes worth of questions.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys? So my name's Josh Wynn. I'm the new executive director for the Aransas County Navigation District. And yeah, we're looking for no new revenue tax rate. I was excited to understand that we haven't raised it in the last 17 years. And I know the commissioners and I are moving towards trying to keep it there as long as we can.
All right. Questions for Josh?
You're a glutton for punishment.
I've got big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 23.
I move to approve the September 2025 Auditor's Monthly Report.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. Miss Jackie.
I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. We are really on schedule. Everything is doing good. Revenues are at 85% in general fund. Traditionally, or ideally, we would be at 75%. This is the end of the third quarter. Expenses are at 70% total for general fund, so everything is looking good. I feel like that we should come in under budget and have a little bit of reserve, to add into the reserves this year.
So on page 2, it was good to see under all of the street and drainage
Oh,
projects. Come on, you need to, 100% complete, retainage paid.
yes.
I know we've
they
both
are done.
been looking forward to that. And then the next one on the Gulf of Mexico, at the end, the final reimbursements will be requested and the grant will be complete. Do we have an idea of the time frame of that?
No. This is the grant for the property that we purchased. We do have about $230,000, I believe, that's still out there. There is going to be a land use study done, as well as possibly, if there are funds, some other fencing and stuff done out there that GLO is aware of, and we all will be working on some of that. So I don't know when this is all going to be complete.
And this is all in reference to the Bailey Ranch or
Yes,
Copano
sir.
Ranch
Yes,
that
sir.
we closed on.
And thank you very much for the change in the back page. I really appreciate that. It's much easier to read. And it's a good tool.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Item number 24.
Move to approve accounts payable and payroll liabilities.
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
You have the list of payroll liabilities, as well as the accounts payable. I do have 3 accounts payable that I would like to add. With the change in the way that we have to do the agendas, these were left off. They were paid on the same day as the report was run, so when we had to do the next report, we have a Rapid Financial, which is the juror pay of $406, as well as a balance, a correction for 3 cents, and then another juror pay for $1,500. This is a total of, I totaled it somewhere here, now I lost it, like $1,500, $1,900 difference. I would also like to point out some other additional expenses, or some that are a little bit different. Lloyd Gosling, we did pay them a total of $42,685.50. This was a total of 4 invoices for 4 of the suits. Anchor QEA out of $270 for Shell Ridge, $4,319.25. Out of the capital projects, we paid PGAL, this is for the community building, $486.41. And streets and drainage, Mont McDonald, we paid $31,438.05. Under the MIT-MOD grant, we paid GrantWorks $3,886. Hanson, this is for the drainage project and the out at Lamar, as well as the Fulton Streets, was $79,515. Pape Dawson is working on our flood plan. It's $19,287.50. And then we had some safety equipment under the SB 22 that was $14,389.66. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
We had visited about this before court, and I saw there was a maybe final payment to Crow, the company that did our audit,
Yes, ma'am.
$16,906. Do you know what the total amount is that we paid for that audit this year?
Our total was $78,000.
Thank you.
We actually came in under budget.
Good. And then there were a couple of payments to GSM that came out to about $38,000.
That was some additional, we had some new values. We also added all the generators on the insurance that were not on the original list that we did, all the new generators that we've had installed. And there was some new equipment that was added on, so it was just some additional equipment and stuff.
Thanks.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castelline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Now we'll hear from reports from commissioners, elected officials, and department heads. No action will be taken. Any other reports, commissioners? Department heads? I just want to say one thing. Friday, the Rockport Fulton Pirates played the number 5 ranked Cuero. And we won, and it was a great game. I'm still on cloud 9 over it. I watched it at home. I couldn't make the game, but Pirates Cove has a YouTube channel, and they televise it or stream it. So I might go back and watch it again because it was really good. So just want to congratulate Coach Sosa, the coaches, and the Pirates. Anybody else?
I think we ought to have Josh come up and introduce himself. I don't think this is the first time you've been.
Oh yeah, come on up, Josh. You want to mention anything about Saturday's event? And have you been introduced to the court yet?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, my bad.
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
So
you would know.
Well, I think he has a lot of stuff in his mind.
So yeah, aside from the executive director position, my previous position was the maritime program there at the high school. I've left there to do this position here, and I'm maintaining my club, the Maritime Club, through the Texas Coastal Academy, which is a nonprofit. We set it up to run the club during my time there for the last couple of years, and this past Saturday was our orientation. We had around 50 to 60 show up, parents and kids. It was more than we anticipated, and we have even more people signed up, so we're going to be doing that again next month to continue with orientation for the ones that couldn't make it to this one, mainly because of seating. But yeah, retired Coast Guard. Hopefully I can bring some fresh ideas into Aransas County.
I got a question. How is the navigation district going to be structured now? Are you going to have a harbor master separate from your position, or is that under your title?
Right now, I have the option to hire a harbor master, but right now I'm doing the responsibilities.
Okay.
I haven't been here long enough to make a good assessment as to if we need a separate person to do that job, or we can just wrap it all into one.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Thank you
I know
guys.
you'll do well.
I do want to mention something that happened Saturday at that orientation. So the kids that are participating in the club are also participating in 4-H. And so you had a lot of people sign up for 4-H or up in their numbers, and just their cross-training, cross-doing programs. And it's just really good thinking outside the box.
Right. 4-H has a lot to offer. I think they're having, not an issue, but they're advertising as individual clubs within 4-H. Their numbers are relatively what I would consider, say, 10-ish. My program had 40 students in it at the high school. The orientation had, like I said, 50, 60 people there. And then we have another one coming up. So we're going to be able to increase not only just our numbers as Texas Coastal Academy, but 4-H numbers as well. And 4-H has so much great things to offer. Miss Ginger Smith, she's a force for sure. So yes, we're tapping into the shooting range, the archery range. We're tapping into the pool, the city pool, and we're going to be providing greater access to those kids that might not otherwise had the access. We have a scholarship foundation, scholarship for it. Through Texas Coastal, and for the kids that can't afford the sign-up fee, then we're able to pay for it. So there's no reason not to join, and we're not trying to limit access. Now it's open to private school, homeschool, as well as public school. We're still have our hand out for the school. If they want assistance with an after-school program, then we're there.
You should be able to access through Pat Cruz at the 4-H into the Sea Grant program, which would probably fall more in line with your maritime.
Yes, sir. Yep, we've got kind of a tendril and everything. I don't want the kids to be limited to only the Sea Grant program or only Texas Coastal, what we're offering. The 4-H has a lot of programs there, and they already have instructors that are specialized in that field. What I'm trying to do is, as mariners, we're pretty generalists. When we're out at sea, you become the firefighter, you become the electrician, you become the IT guy. I want my kids to go out there with the confidence of saying, yeah, we're solo, our satellite internet cut off, and I don't need a YouTube video. I can figure this out. So in doing that, we need to teach them everything from electricity all the way to building e-bikes. And then those skills that they gain can cross paths with another problem that they might have. So, yeah.
That's terrific.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, now we'll take reports about items of community interest. Anybody? Mike? All right. I'll take a motion to go into closed session.
Move to convene into closed session in accordance with Texas Government Code 551.071 to consult with counsel Marcia Perez of Chavez, Obregon, and Perales LLP and receive legal advice about pending or contemplated litigation, settlement offers, or other attorney-client privilege matters, including but not limited to any items posted on this agenda and the items listed below. 1. Aransas County, Texas versus Endurance American Specialty Insurance Company et al. Aransas County District Court, cause number 230021. 2. North Star Recovery Service, Inc. versus Aransas County ISD and Aransas County. Aransas County District Court, cause number 23-0066. Consolidated with North Star Recovery Service, Inc. versus HR&R et al. Aransas County District Court, cause number 20-0159. Number 3, Western Steel Company versus T2J Partners, LLC, TIE/A FPS Recovery, and Aransas County, Texas, cause number 24-0072 in the 36th District Court of Aransas County. Number 4, Old Castle Building Envelope, DBA Graham Architectural Products versus Sharp Glass, LLC et al. Aransas County District Court, cause number 24-0099. Number 5, Downtown Anchor Project, including the county's permissible actions under its various contracts and reports on proposed mediations, insurance claims, and/or formal review. Number 6, discuss personnel matter and update the court on future plans involving this personnel matter pursuant to Section 551.074, the Texas Open Meetings Act, Personnel Matters Closed Meeting A. This chapter does not require a governmental body to conduct an open meeting. Number 1, to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, assignment, reassignment, discipline of dismissal of a public officer or employee. Or number 2, to hear a complaint or charge against an officer or employee. B, subsection A does not apply if the officer or employee who is the subject of the deliberation or hearing requests a public meeting.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Casterly?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye. Motion passes. Give us 10 minutes and we'll be in closed session. We're good? All right, it is 11:17. We're back in open session. I have a motion to reconvene into open session.
Move to
Second.
Got a motion and a second.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castleline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
All right, we're back in open session. Item number 27.
I move to approve hiring Dana Justice as the Commissioner Court Legal Liaison at a salary of pay group 22, step 5, which amounts to a 1-step increase from her current salary.
I second.
Second.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castleline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Commissioner Cheney?
Aye.
Commissioner Castleline?
Aye.
Commissioner Russo?
Aye.
Commissioner Dupnick?
Aye.
Judge Garza?
Aye, motion passes. Thank you.
Nobody needs cold water today.